What's going on, guys? My name is Garrett. I'm from Abrasives. I'm one of the owners. We got started in this industry specifically in 2016, although we've been manufacturing sanding belts, buffing wheels, buffing compounds since 1997, actually. So, we were the first ever manufacturer to cater directly to knife makers, and that's kind of frankly why we've made a name for ourselves. We're known to be a great value and have really good variety. Everything's in stock. So I kind of wanted to go through some of the items that we offer, which are, the most common things that you see in this industry, which are 2x72 belts. We carry ceramic belts, which is the most commonly used item, from 36 all the way to 120. Then you go to typically the next part of the process, you would either go to like a J-Flex aluminum oxide belt or a aluminum oxide X-Way belt. Now the difference between those two, J-Flex is going to be obviously much more flexible than an X-Way. Typically J-Flexes are used for the slack belt grinding. You would not use that belt typically with the platen, because when you got a thin belt against the platen, you're really going to feel that belt, the bump a little bit more, which is inevitable. Every belt has the tape joint, so that's going to be a little bit more prominent. But from there, again, you go to the X-Way aluminum oxide. And then, typically people will use something like a Scotch-Brite belt, which are super common. I don't know if you can pan down to some of these belts here, so that way people can see. So these are the Scotch-Brite belts. Got them in 4 different types: coarse, medium. This is actually the fine. Then we got the very fine. These range from, this is like a 60-80 grit, in that area, all the way up to this one's more like a 240, 280. And then if you pan down here, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, we got the X-Way belts, which we carry actually all the way from 36 to 800 grit. And then we have the J-Flex belts, which we carry in 120 to 600 grit. Then over here, like I said, the most common belts that, this is kind of the bread and butter of what people use. This is where you do your heavy stock removal. Forging guys use this obviously as well. We carry from 24 grit all the way to 120. If you kind of see those grains on that 24 grit, that'll take off metal in a hurry. Although, a lot of people don't really opt for that, because definitely is on the more aggressive side. But, the most common items people will typically use is a 36 grit. Then they'll hop over to a 60, 80, 120, and then that's when they go into the rest of their finishing process. One thing that's kind of a pro tip for you guys, I'll give that to you. The belt erasers, these things are awesome. They're like 12 bucks. But you can use them on any of the belts, other than people don't really use them on the Scotch-Brite. But these things will completely unclog a belt from any wood, metal, plastics, G10s, any type of materials that you might be sanding. These things are a lifesaver. They're a belt saver, more specifically. Definitely worth the investment. Again, only like 12 bucks, and you can use them on any belt, and they really prolong the life of the belt. Yeah, that's a pro tip for you guys, but check out our website, www.combatabrasives.com. We have sales all the time as well, so appreciate you for stopping by. Thank you.